Jesus Christ. Robert Hatfield, straight out of West Virginia.
West Virginia mountain boy.
Just kidding. Where are you from?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah, I mean my dad's family, I guess we're direct descendants of the Hatfields, where it's like...
You're lying.
No, he was pretty passionate about it. Like,
really?
We had, like, the Hatfield book, and he's like, the fucking McCoys, but, I mean, he was a angry old man, so...
So, backstory on Robert, right? I met Robert at Beer Garden. Mm-hmm. We bonded pretty hard. We went to a Carolina Rebellion concert, which you can check out on the channel if you really want. Had to cut some pieces out because we were wild.
I got real hammered.
Super crazy night, weekend.
Yeah.
Robert and I jam guitar. He now works for a gaming company, right?
Mm-hmm. Limited Run Games.
And,
we're a publisher. Because some people say, oh, what games do you make? Like, we had a development studio, but it's pretty much a publisher at this point, so.
I went to Robert's house, I don't know, a month ago maybe, when we went to that concert.
Oh, yeah.
And Robert showed
Dirty
me...
Heads?
Yeah, Dirty Heads. That's also a video y'all can check out.
Yeah.
And he's got a whole room full of unpublished games, right? Or are they published?
They're published, yeah. Some of it's, like, kind of rare shit that, like... Because we already have a market of kind of collector limited stuff, so some of the stuff people never were able to get. But then I have cool stuff like Jack and Daxter, where I don't know if you're familiar with the game, but there's this thing called Precursor Orb, where it's like the little kind of collectible coins of the game. And the final 3D model that our art guy made and sent over to like the manufacturer to create, like I have that final prototype, which is cool. So that's not something we sold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're the only one that has it?
Well, they made like 2 or 3 of them. So the main art guy and then Ben and myself have it. So, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, cool little stuff like that. That's the stuff that I like holding on to where it's like...
Is there a price tag on that, or is that one of those things that are priceless?
I'm sure you could put a price tag on it.
If you had to, what do you think it's worth? Sentimentally. $1 million?
Nah.
I'm not saying I'm going to buy it, nor am I trying to sell it. I was just kidding.
I mean, there's some stuff, like, in some of this collector's market, there's stuff that people, it's rare enough that they'll spend, like, $1,000 to $2,000. Like, I don't know what people would spend, because, I mean, Jack and Daxter, it's Naughty Dog. Like, The Last of Us 2 is about to come out.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
The first one was fire.
Yeah.
I have very rarely gotten to storylines on video games. Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider has a gnarly story. Batman was alright.
I like Spider-Man. That was a good one.
I haven't played that yet.
It's good.
It's crazy because, like, when remember you were a kid and you could, like, in 64 from, like, 9 p.m. until 5 a.m. with your kid.
You just don't have to worry about sleeping. You can just do
and
it
then
all
somehow
night.
Wake up at 9 and eat cereal and watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, now I work for 7 hours. I'm like, well, time to sleep for the next 23. Don't have as much of that kid energy anymore.
So as far as video games, how do you feel about... So World of Warcraft, people have bought accounts.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Of all the games I've played, that game was the biggest time sink of my life. Like, there'd be times where I'd come in high school, and my eyes were red and shit. People are like, oh, are you high? I'm like, no, I just played WoW until, like, 5 in the morning.
Ooh.
Like, it was so fun.
What's your character? Mage?
I was Horde for the most part because I thought Alliance was like a bunch of pussies and they were all like, oh, let's fight the NPCs. I was like, I love PvP. Like, I love fighting other people and that kind of challenge. Because when you fight a computer, it's like, move over here. It's not as fun. But, like, with people, they're unpredictable and they're, like, you're going against, like, a real thing.
They got. You ever played RuneScape?
I played a little bit. I never got out of the tutorial.
That was my childhood. Thousands of hours.
Yeah, that's the one I always wanted to get into, but something just, as soon as I got out of the tutorial, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
What's the most you've ever played or paid for, like, DLC or stuff on a game?
It's a recent one. I feel kind of bad about it.
It's not like what's the Clash of Clans?
Nah, I never got into mobile, but Apex Legends, you know that shooter? It's a really good game. Like,
have you played it?
It's really good. People got to stink about it, but I fell right into it. I was one of the whales that's just like, I don't fucking care. But they sold, in one sitting, it was $180. Yeah. So, because, I mean, the way that they set it up, it's like, it's a classic EA jerk off, like, oh, it's gambling, you can't let me buy. Like, people get mad at EA, but it works. But basically, it's like, you can't just buy a skin, which I get on there, and too, where it's like, somebody buys a skin, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Which it sounds scummy, but, like, it's still okay to do, and you'll make more money out of it. Like, I'm sure they have stats with it, where it's like, you're going to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you have...
Anything? They give you, like...
No.
No.
It's just aesthetics that... I mean, it's a free-to-play game, and you get all this free shit, all this free content, and their one thing is, like, they were really cool skins, and people were complaining about, like, the skins suck, and then they released this kind of event for a week, or I think it was 2 weeks, but it was all really cool shit. But you couldn't just directly buy it. You had to buy 700 Apex coins, which is like $5 or $10, or like it's something where it's like $7 or $8, but you can only buy in $10 increments. So you get that, but you have a chance of getting something out of 21 things. And if you don't get it, it's like, oh, buy another one. But you could get 2 for free. Uh-huh. So it's like, but people were like, oh, well, I want this. I don't want to have to gamble to get this thing. Which I get, it's kind of scummy. But it's like... It
makes what you get even better, though. If you get it, you know what I mean?
And there's just this, like, lizard brain that everybody has where, like, you see it with, like, people fucking love gambling.
Lizard brain?
Yeah, just this take, like, way back in the day where it's, like, the reason gambling works so much is, like, you can see it with the loot boxes. You can see it with blind boxes where, like, you can sell something. Like, people go to conventions and they put, like, little random goodie bags into something. And they're like, here, like, stuff that... there's a cool chance of getting it, but like that unknown part of it, and then being like, yeah, where it's like, I have a chance of winning this thing, like I might get a bunch of random shit, but I have a chance of getting this cool thing. It's like just taking the back of people's head where they're Pokemon just like cards. Fucking, yeah, Pokemon cards, all that shit. It's like, God. It's all that same little part of your brain that's just like, I want this. Like, I don't know what it is, but I want it. So.
Do you remember fucking Rocket League?
Yeah.
I bitched at you so much for buying the game, and we played like twice.
I know, yeah. Was that on PC?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we couldn't get your microphone to work?
Yeah. What was that on, PS4?
No, we put it on PC.
Oh, no, yeah, on PC. Yeah, dude, that's what... I think people are like PC Master Race, where I get it. It's like, it is the best hardware. By like a fucking mile.
Oh, God, yeah.
But the user-friendliness of it, where people are like, fuck Max, it's the same thing, where it's like, you can get this awesome hardware, but it's not nearly as, like, user-accessible. Where it's like, if you build a computer, sure, you can get it, like, cheaper than a pre-built one and the best hardware, but it's like when my sound went out, like, I'm problem-solving shit all week. And then it's like, I go to play on my computer, and it's like, oh, the sound's not working, and these drivers need to be updated. So it's like, just problem-solving, looking up forums, trying to find an answer. It's like, the last thing I want to do after doing this shit all week is just sit here and be like, okay, I guess I need to download this driver, reset my computer 4 times, like...
Well, didn't PlayStation have, like, a big thing where they had to cut their online thing for a long time? Because they tried to, like, link Portal or something like that, and PlayStation got hacked?
Yeah, I know the PSN network was, like, hacked, and people were, like, their account info was available, and...
Yeah.
People made us stink about that, and...
Sony, you're fucking up. That was wild. That was PS3.
Yeah. And with Anthem, that recent... which that thing flopped anyway, unfortunately, because that looked cool, but, like, even with Anthem, there was something... It was just PlayStation, but, like... You would get on it, and it would just... Something would happen, because it was kind of buggy still, and it would just brick some PlayStations. Like, it would just completely break them.
Really?
Yeah. And people were like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was only with PlayStations.
What would you do, like, turn the fan off or something?
There was some weird shit. Like, even in the beta, like, when I played it, some, like, it would make a pop with the noise, and then it would just be silent. You'd have to restart and stuff. But something happened where it just, like... I don't get how all that stuff works, but it just bricked the whole PlayStation. They're just like, you gonna refund me or what? And I think the stink too. I think that was part of the stink, is that they're like, sorry, I didn't. It was like a headline right out of the gate, so they might have eventually. I don't know the full story, but I know it was a problem for a little bit.
I feel like going back to the PC thing though. I feel like there are some games that are on Xbox and PlayStation that if you buy on PC. Shit's all over them. Like Grand Theft Auto is one of those games.
Dude.
You can fly an X-Wing on your freaking PC. You know.
Yeah, the modding community is amazing.
And, like, hats off to people that make mods. Like, You ever heard of a game called Spin Tires? It's like an all-terrain thing.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, like you get like trucks and you have to like drop loads off, but you have to go through like these mud pits and stuff. But people have made mods, like pickup trucks and stuff, and you just boss hog through all this mud, and it's like, where did you learn? Like, you know, some kid that's like 15 years
That's
old.
what blows me away. It's like just some like geniuses in their room just learning how to do this modding and coding and stuff. Like even one of the guys I work with, he does like some programming stuff to help us like just kind of automate things. Like just watching his like line of code where it's like one little thing will be wrong and it fucks the whole thing up, and it's like just coding in general, and then finding out where that little line of the 3,000 lines or whatever is wrong.
The one that's supposed to be a 3.
Yeah, where it's just like, I don't have the patience for that. Like, I like problem-solving stuff to a point, but it's like just going through a wall of code.
Like the Matrix, like
just,
in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So, more power to people that can do that, but...
Have you seen that new game that just dropped, Gears 5?
Dude.
Is it good?
It's good.
Have you played it?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it on Steam.
So, I have a problem with getting into campaigns and like solo mode stuff where it's like I said, I just like the competition of going against other people. Like I get very bored very quickly.
Like none of the campaign?
Yeah, like the campaign is just like, you do the main quest, it's cool, here's fucking 5 minutes of text. And then it's like, you go do something, here's a couple side missions, and I just feel like I get lost in the whole point of the whole thing, and then I'm just like, I get tired, and I start falling asleep, I'm like, this isn't fun.
Yeah.
So, with Gears, I normally have that problem, but with Gears, I fucking love it. Like, the whole story, I think it's just certain storylines captivate me more, like, Red Dead Redemption 2, people are like, oh my god, this game's amazing. When I was riding that horse for more than 5 minutes, I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, I just don't care anymore.
Can you shoot the horse when you ride it?
Probably. I know there was a whole thing about how the balls are, like, they made it so the balls adjust to the climate of, like, if it's cold.
Shut the fuck up. No way.
And Red Dead Redemption 2, that was a whole thing. People are like, when you go into the snow, the nuts of the horse are up. And if you go into the warm area, it's like drops a little bit.
That's not true.
Yeah. No, it's seriously. They put a lot of time and effort into it, and I feel like it's...
Rockstar.
Yeah, they do amazing games. It's one of those things where I'm like, same with Witcher 3. It's like, this is everything I ever wanted.
Bro.
Even when I was younger, but now it's like I just don't have the attention span.
I hate to admit this, I've never played any of the Witchers.
I haven't either.
Oh, really?
No.
It's like, were you a Skyrim fan?
Mm-hmm. But I didn't delve into it like how some people do.
Hundreds of hours in fucking Skyrim. Hundreds. And then they had the Elder Scrolls Online. And I was so stoked to play that. And just ate shit.
Yeah.
Who made that? Bethesda? No.
Yeah, Bethesda did Elder Scrolls, so.
They also do Fallout and all that.
Yeah, people got real butthurt about 76.
That's another thing. It was supposed to be online, and I feel like Fallout's one of those games that's missing two main things. Like, great online, which, I mean, in theory, I could theorize how to do it. I can't make it, you know what I mean? And vehicles.
Vehicles would be.
Vehicle. You could fast travel, but, like, the idea that you could have a four-wheeler or something just to jump off a cliff.
Yeah, just run over, what are those big... The ones that just fuck you up. Yeah, the Death Claws.
The Alpha Death Claw.
Yeah.
When I got Fallout 4, I went straight to where you're not supposed to go. Didn't fuck all the missions. Mm-hmm. I went right to the. You
just see a Death Claw, like.
And I saw it. I was like, maybe it doesn't see me. I'll crouch behind them. And dead. I'm like, damn it! And then one of those games, they will save to your last open door, or you have to save it, and like you're like hours back, and you're like, everything you worked for.
I can't think of the games. I know there was one. It might have been one of the Dark Souls, but there was some game where like you can venture into an area where you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be like level 20 or whatever, and you're level 1. And it's just always those when you go into games, and you're just like, what is this? And you just instantly get murdered. Yeah. It's like, well, probably shouldn't be here.
Dark Souls, I played for 4.5 hours, and it pissed me off so bad.
Dude.
I was just like, fuck this. Absolutely fuck this. Yeah. Like 4.5 hours and put me back to 30 minutes. And I'm like...
Yeah.
You know that rage quit? You're like, exit.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not...
We'll show you what!
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like... Dark Souls 2 was the one that I actually got into, but it's just that fucking, like, when you do something, and then you get, like, so close to getting to the next save point, and then you just lose it all. It's just like, I don't even fucking care, dude.
Yeah, no more.
Like, some people like that challenge, which I get it, but it's like, I don't have time to be fucking with this. Or I just don't have the patience to be fucking with it anymore. So,
especially when you have to work.
Yeah. Which, you can always find time. I mean, there's people that have, like, fucking 2 kids and working all this overtime and shit. I'm like, I don't have enough time in the day. It's like, I have a girlfriend and 1 dog that's, like, perfect. So.
Yeah. She's super cool. She'll probably be on with Butters. So, the whole concert thing, hopefully in the future, I'll get all of us together and we can go through that video and talk about the moments.
We should get a bottle of Kraken to just relive it.
We'll talk about that's a story for a different day. Yeah. Oh, God. There's going to be some really embarrassing moments that come out during that podcast.
That was just starting, because I was really excited. We'll talk about it another time, but...
So, to digress, old school video games, what's your favorite? All the way back to NES, to 64, to Sega, what do you got?
I think one of my original favorites from, like, Super Nintendo way back in the day, like, there's the ones that everybody says, like, Super Mario 3 and all that stuff. I think my favorite that really got me into, like, the whole, like, action, because I had my first phase of gaming life was with RPGs and action RPGs and stuff, where I just loved just, like, everything about it.
Yeah.
So the obvious one is, like, Zelda. I think is it Link to the Past or Link's Awakening is the new one that just came out that was on Game Boy. It's Link to the Past.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Ocarina of Time?
No, that was N64.
You're thinking of NES, the one with the
SNES.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one, it was a Link to the Past, because I know a Link's Awakening, they just came out with a remake of it on Switch, which looks fun, but that, and then this one that isn't as well known, but it's called Illusion of Gaia. It was like kind of like Zelda, but it was like more to it. It was a really good, just kind of action RPG, like the Zelda. Like you swing the sword.
Now this is a shot in the fucking dark. I heard this theory the other day that Link is actually the same person as the guy in Doom. Have you ever heard that?
No.
They're both left-handed. They keep getting reincarnated at different points in time to defeat the souls and all this shit. I'll show you. I'll put a link into it in the thing.
Yeah.
The guy that does it's
I want to see how this dude ties that together. Cause
it's interesting though. Like, isn't that people like come up with these theories? Like,
isn't that kind of a trope though, where it's like there is like even in like religious texts, there's the thing that's always reborn. I mean, I think it was like Ra, and that's where people compare it to like Jesus and all that shit. Where
Jesus then.
Yeah, where it's like Jesus and Ra and all these people. It's like this kind of common like. Lore trope that says like, oh, you get resurrected to fight the evil thing, and
well, you never know when. Like, think about like when you did you ever draw a lot? Like, you always like I stole things from other people. Like, I look at like, oh, I could draw that, but I draw it differently.
Yeah,
you know, maybe like someone saw one day they saw Doom and they're like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's crazy where your inspirations come from.
Yeah, it is cool. Like,
what else did you play a lot back in the day?
So the big one I got into, I didn't have a N64, but it was Super NES when I was like real young, and then PlayStation was the one that really like took me off to video game world. Yeah, I didn't. Tomb Raider I couldn't do. I kept fucking dying, and I didn't get the beginning where I'm just like fuck it.
You were a kid and you didn't want to read all the text.
Yeah.
What about Driver? Driver was on PlayStation.
I played a little bit of Driver. Like I said, with Illusion of Gaia and Link to the Past, I got into like a lot of RPGs, like Final Fantasy VII. I played like Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bash was really fun.
Man,
Twisted Metal.
You give some of the kids today the original Crash Bandicoot and say, "Play this."
It's not easy.
Oh god, it is. That is one of the hardest games. That and the Lion King for NES.
Dude, platformers were like unforgiving back in the day.
Oh man, like no one understands what it's like when you die. You start over.
Yeah.
Over.
Just whole level over again.
So
yeah, it was a lot of RPGs. Like Ape Escape was a fun one. Twisted Metal 3. Like I remember I hung out with my buddy in.
Did you ever read the 5th grade? Stories behind some of those characters?
Yeah, that's what I love. That was something that, like, I didn't play a lot of racing games, but, like, those little backstories where it's, like, when you beat Sweet Tooth, and it shows, like, it's always just this awful ending where it's, like, a Twilight Zone or, like, that kind of, like,
He wasn't the boxer, was he? He wasn't the boxer?
Sweet Tooth was the clown.
The clown, but the backstory on the boxer was he, like, lost his family and he, like... put someone in a punching bag and beat him with the spike knuckles or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I loved about that, like, dark, and then the endings were never, like, they're trying to win to get one wish, but then it ends up, like, fucking them over, where it's, like, that, like, evil genie or whatever, where it's like, oh, I want
love
this.
dark stories, man. Devil May Cry.
Dude.
And there's the name of that. Ooh, make my hair stand up.
Yeah.
That sounds like, that could be, like, a bad...
That one
tag,
was...
You know, tag name.
I love that game. And I played the first one. Second one, I was just like, I just couldn't get into it, and it was hard. And But the fifth one, the new one they just came out with, dude, it's good. It's so stylish, too.
It's the fifth?
It's Devil May Cry 5. It just came out, like, I think a year ago, but it's super stylish, like... Fucking, I love that, like, demon, or, like, if you do, like, God of War, any of that, like, mythology, or demons, like, Doom, all that stuff, I love it, so, it's really good, you should check it out. I don't know if it's on PC, but...
Everything's on PC.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be.
They make emulators, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you ever play Golden Axe?
I heard about it, I remember seeing it, I never did the Sega, like, I didn't have a Dreamcast or anything.
I have a fucking one of those miniature Sega things somewhere around here. It's my ex's. Sorry, Nadia. I definitely fucking still have that. You're not getting it back. And I will tell you what, dude. You're one character and you have 14 levels to get through. And by the time, like, if you first play it, you won't get through the first level without losing 5 out of your, like, 6 life. And that's on easy mode, right? And, like, you'll play it for, like, I think I probably put a month in that game of like 19 years of age, and still couldn't see the end of it.
God.
I almost cried.
So once you die, you have to restart at level 1.
Whole thing.
Dude.
And then you
So you get Game Shark. Just get something
to
fucking
God,
cheap.
I forgot about.
I'm like, just infinite lives, get me through it. Like, I can't fucking do this.
I forgot about Game Shark.
I broke my fucking Final Fantasy 7 with that.
Really?
I'm just like level 99. I did all this stuff to try to, like, push, because I couldn't fucking beat Sephiroth. I wasn't, like, I would look through walkthroughs because I'm like, I don't know where to go. And then when you do that final boss, it's like, it's so fucking hard. At least at the age that I was doing it. I'm like, I didn't get, like, defensive moves. I was like, I'll just do lightning and fire until they're dead. It's like, that doesn't work. So I just did Game Shark, and then I, like, did debug mode, and I just, like, got stuck in an area, like, fucked up something.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get back in. I'm like, well.
Were you ever a Game Boy guy?
I liked Game Boy. I didn't, like, get real into it, but it was one of those.
Pokemon?
I did Pokemon Blue. I remember trading... I traded my Blastoise. It was like a level whatever. It was a high-level Blastoise on my Pokemon Blue with my neighbor, Thomas, for, like...
Shout out to Thomas.
Yeah, shout out Thomas. Might see him soon. Going to Ohio in December.
You get your Blastoise back?
Yeah, I'll be like, where is it? It's like, what the fuck are you talking? I still have his PlayStation 2 memory card.
What did you trade it for?
It was like an actual Pokemon card. Where it was like, I forget what it was. It was something kind of cool. It wasn't like a Charizard where everybody was like fucking blowing their loads about that. It was something. It wasn't Mewtwo. It was something like up there, but not worth like, you know, a level 80 Blastoise or whatever I traded for. But
I cheated the hell out of that game. You ever get the Missing Go?
Yeah, the little
whatever it is, like
the glitch in the game.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Oh, and it destroys everything. It's like, yeah, I win.
Yeah, that was like right off the coast or something, right?
You had to go fishing for it.
Yeah.
Hours of it. Just to get it one time.
I miss that excitement, though, with the games. Where, like, now I'm, like, kind of... I feel like there's such a huge influx of, like, all these things to do, and it kind of, like...
Yeah.
It's just diminishing returns with this stuff, but back in the day, it's like, here's your 3 games you can play, and you get excited and you want to fish for this one thing, but now it's like the market is fucking saturated
it's like, I'm done
beyond.
with this game. There's so many games, like when I saw those games, like, so there's this game called Ragdoll Kung Fu, and it's for PlayStation 3, and they never made it for anything else. They made a knockoff on it on Steam. It's not half as good. And you
Posers.
Piss your pants laughing. Even Rocket League. Now check this out. This is a real story, right? Before Rocket League existed, all you fucking posers, there was a acrobatic, radio-controlled, jet proportion. It's the same game. It's the same exact fucking game.
Yeah.
But it's for PlayStation 3. And that's what I don't know if they stole the idea or if it's the same.
Is it maybe some of the same developers?
I don't even know, man. But when I saw Rocket League come out, I was like, oh, I've played this before. I'm gonna be good. And I go online and there's some 13-year-old kid like, shitting on me. I'm like,
Yeah.
where did you come from? Like, you twat?
Yeah, there's some people that get really fucking good at these games. That's what... I feel like that might be a testament if that is a game that, like, the original developers made and they just kind of reskinned it and did it. It's like, you can have a really good idea and it can flop, but then you, like, get it onto Steam, like a platform like Steam where you can fucking... Like, that thing is massive.
Well, things like GameStop are, like,
Yeah.
becoming a thing of the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like Blockbuster. No one, like...
Yeah.
You know, I think there's one left in Alaska, but, like, Blockbuster's gone.
Yeah, I think it is in Alaska. I was talking about it the other day, and somebody corrected me in the meeting we were having. Like, it's actually
Ohio.
Minnesota or Wisconsin or some shit, but it's somewhere over there. But
I still have a Blockbuster card somewhere. That's how fucking old I am, by the way.
Yeah, I do miss Blockbuster.
Oh god, you remember if you forget to turn a game in?
Just fucking...
Like 2 days.
You sign a contract, your firstborn is...
Yeah, it's like here.
It's like, you're going to give us your kidney now, or your firstborn later, just...
Or both.
It's like, no. Yeah, that's what GameStop, I feel like they're... I mean, e-commerce is becoming so much more of a thing, and, like, logistics, like, why word? Successful. It's like, we can ship to... There's, like, fucking countries I haven't heard of that when I first started, because I wasn't in, like... all this crazy logistics stuff, but, like, you'd see, like, I mean, I've heard of Gibraltar, but there's some countries, like the Faroe Islands, things that you don't see as often, where it's like, we can just, somebody gets on our site, they go, oh, I want this thing, and then we're like, okay, and now there's actually a way of getting, like, e-commerce stuff to everybody, where, like, GameStop, they kind of took the move of going more towards merch, I feel, where they were trying to do a lot more merch stuff, and, like, the kind of, like, storefront. Like, you need a little bit more now where the convenience of digital can kind of trump.
The idea of disc, right?
Yeah, but people there's still a market for people that like physically owning stuff where it's like, I don't want to
be able to touch it tangible.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I had this game way back in the day. It's like when your hard drive, like your fucking cat pees on it or whatever the fuck happens to it. I don't know how common that is. I seem very specific. It's like, Buster, you fucking piece of shit cat. Buster peeing on my shit. But anyway, like having something tangible and something that you can hold where it's like, you might lose a hard drive, you might lose whatever, but it's like to physically say you own it. Like there's this, going back to the lizard brain shit, where it's like you like physically owning something.
Until
it's not this like
figment. Scratch stuff.
Yeah, but I mean like there's the collector's market and then there's the people that just like having like a physical thing where it's like, I don't want to pull this up on a fucking... And the cool thing we do too is like there's manuals, we do like collector's edition stuff where it's like the people that really like a game where it's like, oh, I liked Driver. It's like you can have these cool little tokens or something that references something in the game where it's like, look at this cool thing that I can like hold on to.
So beyond favorite games, how about least favorite games? I have games that have made me hate gaming companies.
I would say the most double-edged sword game. I wouldn't say I hate this game, but I've never been more angry with a game.
Wait.
Just guess.
Can I guess? Is it Assassin's Creed?
No.
Okay.
It's a game that I love and I hate with a burning passion.
Oh god, I'm excited. What is it?
League of Legends.
Oh my god,
yes,
really?
Yes. That game, I've never been more angry with a game. Like, just, that game is set up to just fucking, like, you have to... Because I feel like in real life, like, just everything, it's, like, hard to get a group of 5 people to do shit cohesively together. And that game is, like, you have to be on your shit. Like, you don't have
Everyone has to be on their shit.
Everybody.
Together.
Yeah. And it's, like...
And there's always the one...
Yeah, there's always that one fucking... Like, I started doing... I don't know how familiar you are with it, but, like, I did bottom lane, which is, like, there's 2 people. So you can double how much you fuck up the whole game. So, like, I would do, like, mid or jungle or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, cool, and then I'd just see not jungle, because you can kind of help with that, but, like, I would just see the bottom lane, just 2 people just dying over and over again. I'm like, well, here goes my next 30 minutes of playing. So I'd start doing bottom lane, and, like, when you get in the competitive scene, you have to, not competitive scene, I didn't do, like, you know, tournaments and shit, but I got into their ranked, which is a whole other thing.
Oh god.
But it's
when
like,
you start getting ranked to play games, that's
dude, that's what Apex, I did that too, and I'm just like,
and people sandbag.
Fuck yeah, they sandbag. If they don't get their little pick that they want, they'll just quit the game. Where I'm like, in my promos, I've been fucking digging my way out of this hole to get into like platinum or something, and then some dude's like, I didn't get my spot, I'm gonna be this shitty character and go AFK. I'm like, well,
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, thanks.
Todd.
Thanks for that.
I feel like his name's Todd.
Yeah. Fucking Chad.
Chads.
Nah, what would be a good name? I don't know. Thad. Anything with ad in it.
Someone that drinks lots of fucking Monster Energy.
Yeah.
Kyle.
The worst. But
one of my least favorites was, once again, double-edged sword. I loved Assassin's Creed. I love the gameplay. I love all the new shit. I've loved it all the way up until the most recent... No, that's a lie. I stopped playing for the most recent one. The one where you could drive ships.
Nice. Yeah, Black Flag.
That was super fucking cool. And you could swim and shit. But the fucked up thing about that is, like, you're good until you play online.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You're good. You're like, oh,
as soon as you go
I'm
against
so
other
fucking
people.
stealthy. You know what I mean? And like you're in a group of people, like there's no way he sees, and you're like,
Yeah.
where the fuck did you come from?
Dude.
Like,
that's why, like, I have a competitive spirit with that stuff, but there are some people that, like, make it their fucking life goal to be amazing at it. And that's the shit, like, with League, where it's like, you're going against people that are trying very hard, and then you get just the fucking, just people that are drooling on your team, where it's like, you start going against, like, everybody else in the collective realm, and it's just like, they just absolutely destroy you.
the worst is the people that really try and they suck, and you feel bad for them.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're gonna have to find a new
It's like, here, I'll give you a pity kill.
You're, they're like, dude, you can't even shoot me. Like, come on, like.
Yeah. You just sit there and crouch a couple times, and
I was never good at first-person shooters. I tried so hard to be good at them.
I fucking love them.
You ever play PlanetSide? PlanetSide 2?
That one, because I remember we tried to play a little bit. That one, something about, like, I had this problem with Battlefield and Battlefront, all those, like, the new Battlefront where everybody's like, yeah, you fucked it up. But there's, like, massive, not massive, but it's, like, 60-plus people.
I think it's 100 people that can get on that server.
Yeah, like, I thought that was so cool, and I, like, built my computer around being able to play that and Battlefield 4 when that came out, where it's, like, that building that you can, like, blow it up in the two skyscrapers, yeah. But I, like, was really excited about that and, like, the idea of it, and then once you do it, it's just, like, which I know there's a learning curve, but it's, like, not enough action, and then the learning curve of getting in somewhere.
So once you get in the action, it's like, you're blasted. And the fucked up thing about our PlanetSide is, it's a free game, but you can put money into it. So if you drop $100 in that game, you can have the most badass shotgun in the world, and like it doesn't matter what armor you have. You turn the wrong corner. It was pay to win. Do what?
It was pay to win.
I mean, you could pay to win if you really wanted to. I mean,
like you can get better gear by giving them money.
Yes, 100%.
Oh.
And you can. And the fucked up thing is, you can buy vehicles and you can upgrade your vehicles. So I spent I spent 2 years playing that game on and off. Me and my buddies. Shout out to Ollie and Will, because thanks fuckers. You all wanted the cars and I ended up with the fucking jet. And you wanna know what? I thought I was good. I spent hours in the practice field learning how to loop and dodge and shit. And then like I got so good at flying this plane, I could like fucking like nick buildings and stuff, and like,
get
like,
into those
fly
side
up with
corners
like
and just
30 people in my fucking like little like the big plane that you like the drop plane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like fly and you drop everyone in, and you fly out and you go pick up more. I got so fucking good at it. It was stupid, right?
Yeah, it'd be fun. But
then after I got to a certain level, they start matching with other people that are on that certain level, and I'll be like, all right guys, drop, like god damn, I killed my whole squad. And,
just immediately.
And like they took waypoint A, and they're like, oh, we're going to waypoint A. And by the time I get to like waypoint A, they have all the turrets, and like, I'm like, dude.
Yeah, that matchmaking is just.
First, you're a big fish in a little pond.
Yeah.
Then you're a little fish in an ocean.
That's what I think they like. They didn't expose it, but I think they said something about it was like Call of Duty or something where the matchmaking, they would purposely they'd match you with people that are on your same level, but if you start losing or something, they kind of drop you back and give you a little taste of like, hey, here's not getting your ass pounded constantly. Then once you do well a couple times, they shoot you back up into match, where it's all like kind of on the back end of the hood, where people don't see like, oh, I'm going against a level 1 and I'm level 30 in ranking.
Yeah, well, that level 1 could have just made a new character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if you have the shittiest fucking weapon in the game, as long as you can hit them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of games that, like, what pisses me off, there was a game called Dust that was free to play on PlayStation.
Wait.
This is a long time ago, it's PS3.
Was it a shooter or was it?
It was a shooter. It was a first-person shooter. And, like...
That sounds really familiar.
It's, like... it had so much shit you can upgrade. You can upgrade, like, your shins. You can upgrade... Anyways, I spent months being a sniper, and I was so fucking good at it. Like, and I had like the no bullet drop, so like if you were all the way across the thing, I could just see your head pop up.
What they call that, hit scan.
Yeah. Oh, I could no scope motherfuckers. I was so fucking good at it. And then I started getting up in levels, right? And then like I'd like try to no scope somebody, and they'd already seen me, and like literally put a bullet through my scope, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, where did you come from?"
It's crazy how good, and you fucking like you get to see who these people are. It's just this little 12-year-old kid just think, "Hey, fuck you." I'm like,
and the worst part is when they kill you, even if they're not, so you can't hear the other team talk. Mm-hmm. But when they kill you, they have like 10 seconds to say whatever they want to say. They're like, "Ah, faggot!" And you're like, "What'd you call me?"
I'll fucking find you.
They're like, you're like, "What?" Like, and then like you're like, and then like you go look for that one person, and they kill you again. Like, that's again.
Yeah,
like,
dude, just rage-inducing.
And like people love talking shit. You know what I mean?
That's something else too. That's kind of fun. Where it's, I think we did that. I forget what we were playing. Yeah, it was Joe. Have you met Joe Fields? Guy I work with. Big beard dude. Looks like a...
Yes, we went to the concert with him.
Yeah. Just tore his shirt apart.
I'm
that
Joe
guy. So, no, you Joe 1.
I'm Joe 1.
2. But him and Chris and I were playing Apex Legends like a couple months ago. And Emily was watching some sob shit about, like, oh, we got married because tragic car, or some shit where it's, like really sappy, and, like, oh, we persevered, and it's, like, all cute watching YouTube, and she's crying and shit. And she was, like, she just hears me in the other room just screaming. She's like, yeah, fucking teabag him! And she, like, comes and she's like, you just ruined this cute moment. Like, I'm crying about the beauty of marriage, and I'm just like, yeah, fucking teabag him!
It's crazy what games will make you say.
Dude, it's so funny, though. Which, I normally don't talk shit to people. I'm like, whatever.
Oh, I'm
but
such a shit talker.
Some of those fucking people where it's like just this little piece of shit that's like in Apex, there's people that can just sit like...
somewhere.
It's like third party where you're fighting another team, and some little shithead way up here is just shooting a sniper at you, just being fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to kill you, but he's hitting you, and you have to back off. So, like, we kill the team... And then we finally work our way up to this dude where it's like, I'm so excited to fucking kill you now.
And he's got
and then you get up there. For you, like... Yeah, it's like we got him, but it's just that feeling of just like, I finally got this little shithead. That it's just like you're swatting to fly away and you finally smack and you're like, yes. And then you teabag him. So
yeah.
It's just the way of the online competitive.
Oh god.
But
you know what really got me? What was that game? Destiny? I tried so hard to like that game.
Joe 2 loves that shit.
Yeah. Then they came out with Destiny 2 and they wouldn't let you knock all your shit over.
Yeah.
Oh, the cool thing, Fallout did this thing where you can link, I want to say it's New Vegas and 3. You can take a train and you can get stuff from 3 and bring it to New Vegas, and you take stuff from New Vegas. And that made that game
cool.
Super interesting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the fucker that will, like, go off and do all the side quests. And make my guy like as high level as I can. Then I'll do the quest, and like the boss comes.
You just
like,
fucking one shot.
Like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, you didn't know I got the alien gun because I got it in New Vegas, and it kills everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are starting to do stuff too, where like with the Switch, because there's like Steam and Switch compatibility now, where it's like you can play some games where whatever they port over, or just in general, where it's not just the Switch, but other stuff. I'm just saying Switch because it's kind of cool with that, where it's like you can play a game on Steam and you can cross-save it. Like, you can save it, and then if that game's on Switch...
Really? Like Mario Kart, some shit like...
Yeah, I don't know what all games they're doing right now, but it's like it's a feature that
some
I think
is sitting on the other side of his computer right now, like being like, how do you not know this?
Yeah, I don't know what all games are doing. I've just heard that it's a possible feature. If it hasn't been implemented, it's definitely going to be a thing. But it's like you can just like, oh, you playing online? It's like, oh, I gotta go to this fucking family gathering or whatever. You gotta be in a car for a little bit, or you want to go take a dump. It's like you just take it and just boop boop boop.
What about Steam's cross-compatible? Steam's Microsoft, isn't it? Isn't it Microsoft? On
Steam is Valve.
Okay, but they have games that you can play on Xbox that you can play also.
Yeah, like I think it's more of Sony's been making a stink on it, which I think they're finally starting to give into it. But people are getting on Sony where it's like make shit cross-platform. Where it's like I get stuff with like PC shooters and certain things where it's like you're gonna be at a severe disadvantage with a mouse and keyboard first-person shooter. You'll have an advantage.
Yeah, 100%.
People with their little fucking thumbs, like on mouse and keyboard, is like fucking holy grail of first-person shooters. Like,
yeah, because you can run that mouse.
You got all these fucking fingers.
Yeah.
You can do this shit. You got all your fingers. If you
have a gaming mouse, you have everything.
Yeah, you have all these fucking buttons. Like you have 10 fingers.
To come with the mouse, you have to have a nice mouse or a nice pad. You know. What I mean?
Dude. I've been slowly trying to Frankenstein my PC back, and I tried to play a little bit of, like, I think it was Apex on PC. Or I tried to play some shooters, and, like, I didn't have a mouse pad, and my setup was kind of shitty, where the desk was kind of small, and it was just painful. Like, it was not a good setup. I'm, like, kind of hunched over trying to do this on this little thing with no mouse pad. I'm like, I might as well be playing on a fucking...
Well, so, like, that game, Spin Tires, like, I can drive way better with a fucking, a controller than I can, but there's so many buttons, like lock your diff and toe hitch and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So I'd be playing with, like, my keyboard on my lap, and I'd be like, oh, lock diff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, it's just...
I think...
What's your paddle of choice? PlayStation status, Xbox status, the Steam controller?
I would say for controllers... Because there is a plus to both sides, like you were saying, with, like, controlling, like, cars and stuff.
Way better.
It's better on a controller.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But I would say, I think Xbox is my favorite.
Yeah, fits in your hand.
Because PS4 is, like, kind of tiny and a little annoying, and then, like, Switch, you know, the Joy-Cons shift, and it's like...
Nintendo's the only one that went away from controllers.
Yeah. I feel like they're always, like, the little innovators of, like... Like, even their, like, what is it?
They think they're cool.
Labos. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they definitely kind of push the envelope. Huh?
Their toilets are definitely cooler.
Yeah.
Have you fucked around with VR?
Now, I did a little bit. I went to Ben's once when he first got it, and I played some, like... I don't even fucking know what it was.
From Oculus Rift till now, it's come so far.
Dude. I'm seeing all these fucking games where, like, you have a sword and you're, like, fighting zombies and chopping their heads off, and, like, the gladiator style stuff. That looks fun.
They have a VR bar in Durham, actually. I can't wait till it's a point where you're on a giant treadmill looking thing and you can run. Think about how much better first person shooters and how much better shape we could be in.
Dude. If
we had to actually run.
It'd solve the obesity crisis. Well, no, it wouldn't. Yeah. You're like, what the fuck are you trying to say, Rob? Are you saying they're only fat people?
Well, I'm trying to say, you know what? You're not going to get your ass kicked by some fucking 300-pound sumo dude living in a trailer in Arizona in the middle of nowhere, like, I got you.
I think it would definitely help with the whole... Because, I mean, exercise is just at its core. Like, if you're not into it and you haven't done it for a while, it's just like, this is boring and this hurts. Why am I doing this?
But if you really had to run...
But if you're fucking, like...
You ever play Ark?
No, I play a little bit. I know you got into it.
Are you familiar with it, though?
Yeah, like, dinosaurs and building
in a
and shit.
nutshell, Ark is a game where you try to tame dinosaurs and build bases. And all. It's suck your life. Use cheat codes. It's not worth your life.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
I have a buddy who won't say his name, Will. Sorry, buddy. That one time I logged off at 6:30 in the morning, woke up at noon, and he was still on. And he's like, built this giant fort, and he played from noon when I got on until midnight that night. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to have to take a break. I'm like, bro, you need to sleep,
like,
dude.
Yeah. Just this, like, fucking, he builds a Taj Mahal. It's just like, dude, are you...
I've had, like, Minecraft has done that to me.
Yeah. Those games are fun.
Have you ever, like, set yourself up to do that? Like, you go to the store, you buy, like, a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, like, and a whole bunch of...
Dude,
like,
that was my
liquor,
whole...
and, like, you have, like, an ounce of weed, and, like, you literally have a bucket underneath your chair just so you don't have to use a shit and piss. And you just...
I do the, what are they, Huggies? I wear Huggies. I just get a fucking 20-pack of those.
How many poops can you get in a single Huggy?
I feel like for a human... Well, Huggies are for children anyway. But depends. I would say probably one shit. If you want to be comfortable.
How many urines?
I feel like they're all probably one.
Yeah?
I mean, you could probably... I mean, it's not like they're going to explode after your second shit.
You never had a blowout?
No. I've gotten close. After my fifth shit, you know...
pizza and Doritos for a day straight.
It's just Monster and just all this shit. I'm like...
Oh,
fourth
God.
poop of my Depends. Just... I felt it kind of the seams breaking.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, out of any game, what's the game you think you sunk the most hours into?
I was going to say by far WoW, but I would say by far WoW.
Next.
League of Legends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, that's what I'm
How
saying.
How many hours do you think? You know...
Dude, I think with WoW, when I, like, checked, like, halfway through... Like, even just individual characters, it's like, you've spent 3 weeks. Like, and this isn't
God.
it existed 3 weeks. This is, like, flat 3 fucking weeks of existence. And I had, like, I think I spent, like, probably half of a year, at least, on that. Just direct time on that game.
I have this friend that plays Civ, right? And I checked her fucking hours on it. And it came out to be like 72 days or some shit like that. I'm like,
Civ's another one. It's like just one more turn. It's like that little fucking crack.
One
you
more.
Just,
and then like you're like, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get you back.
Yeah.
You have a favorite Civ?
I only really played 5 is the new one, right?
I think
5 is the new one. It might be 6.
But they had a whole bunch of off branches like Outer Space and shit.
Yeah, I think I did the like base Civ 4. Whatever the one that was right after Gandhi being a dickhead. Or that, like, you know that glitch where it's like
Fuck you, Gandhi, by the way.
I heard he was kind of a dick. A little bit. But besides all, like, the good shit he did, but, you know.
Besides the good shit. I heard he got hit with a brick once and was like, I don't wish any pain upon them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then he's, like, shitty to his
rock.
wives or girlfriends or whatever. You know. You know.
I get hit with a brick. I deserve that.
Yeah.
At some point in my life, I own that. I don't know. Fallout took a lot of my life.
Yeah. What's your top 3?
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't regret any of it.
Skyrim, we gotta be up there.
Yeah.
The third one, very debatable between a lot of things. Like, Gran Turismo. I love cars and I love motors. I love shit like that. Like, I'm a big gearhead, and I remember when Gran Turismo 6, I want to say, came out, and that game is so fucking hard if you take off all the settings, because there is nothing in this world that will infuriate me more when I have to have gold on everything. I have to be when I play solo.
That fucking time trial.
I have to be number 1. I don't care. Like, I will play the same level 100 times. I have to be number 1.
Yeah.
But there are some glitches in that game. Like, you can get like a super fast car and then tie a rubber band around the throttle and tie a rubber band around the joystick. And I'll just ride the wall on the circle track. And you're just like, whoa! You have to do 100 laps and you just put the controller down. You know what I mean? Like, and then and even if you average a minute a lap, you know what I mean? Like, that's an hour and a half. You know what I mean? That you can just dick around like on YouTube and shit, and then you come back, oh, I got a new car. You know what I mean? And that's how I coped with that.
I feel like that's even more exacerbated too with people that do like the achievement hunting, where it's like it's not just like I'm gonna get a gold trophy for this just to get number 1. It's like if you get a gold trophy on all these, you can get this platinum trophy or this diamond rank,
and
whatever.
And then you get this free car, and then you get the car, and it's like a fucking Miata. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, license C, I think it was. A week of my life. I digress a little bit. Here we go. Yeah. So this is how it works. You have to get different licenses to be able to race different things. I think it was like license C or license B, and they have the wet tracks that you have to drive around. One of them is this circle.
Is the handling just shit?
Oh God, it's horrible. And you have to drive this Corvette Z06 around this freaking round track, and like you have to be on the edge and just like feathering it the whole way.
Yeah.
And like I was always like 0.3 of a second off. I think the closest I got was like
that shit.
0.01 of a second off, and I was like, "You just give it to me."
Yeah.
Weak. And like you get the special car at the end. It was a freaking beefed up Miata, and then you put it in the Miata race, and then all the Miatas in the Miata race are all beefed up with it. You could have just bought the Miata, spent the extra couple $1,000, beefed it up, and still like didn't.
Just crush.
Do you know who
your
makes fucking Gran Turismo? I can't think of it offhand.
Yeah, I think I only really played Gran Turismo 3. It's probably... I might be able to Google it real quick.
And then Forza is another one of those games, and I can't even fuck with Forza. Gran Turismo is a little bit more cartoony for me. It makes me giggle. You didn't get into racing games, did you?
I got kind of into them. Polyphony Digital. So those people.
What else do they make?
Let's see. Probably those.
Just that.
Polyphony Digital. They made Gran Turismo.
That's it.
Tourist Trophy.
They're probably all racing games.
They're all. Oh! They made Omega Boost, which is some, like, Japanese gun mech game. Motor Tune Grand Prix. They've basically only done Gran Turismo and racing games.
And, like, I'd cheat the hell out of those games. I'd run people in the wall all the time.
Yeah.
You know, here's food for thought. Maybe they need to make a bicycle game where you put a screen and you have to pedal on a bike.
That'd be fun. I mean, they're all working towards that, too, and, like, the whole motion sensor stuff, where they do have, like, kind of treadmills and, like, 360 stuff. It's just not... They're all prototypes, and it's not, like,
would be
commercially available cheap shit.
That if your actual body determined how good your character was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
give, like, an achievement, but it's, like, a real-life achievement.
You know what I mean? And it would suck for people that have, like, disabilities that can't run and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, like... we could figure out ways around that, you know. I'm sure we can. But like the idea that if I can run faster than you in real life, I should be able to run faster than you. You know, you ever play games like Gran Turismo is one of those perfect games, and you're trying to jump up on a wall, and you jump up and you fall down, and you're like
yeah,
I can make that
jump. Just like,
or you like try to get in a car and it's like try to get. It's like, bro, come on, the cops are right there. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Or even, like, your accuracy, you know what I mean? Like, the idea that you could, like, lean around a corner, you know what I mean? Or, like, what was the game with the mask? You remember that? It was a 2-player game.
Army of Two.
Army of Two.
Dude.
That game.
That game was so good, but it was right when the first girl I cared about broke up with me, and I was just, like, depressed as fuck.
Which
and
sister was that?
We're kind of estranged now, but...
But I came out with the second one and it wasn't as good.
Yeah, the first one was just so good. I played with my neighbor, and I remember just being like it was fun, but it was just like, this fucking sucks. Yeah. Like, not the game, but I'm just like, I couldn't get into it as much.
I went through a bad breakup, and like nothing's the same.
You know what I
mean? All you want to do is pound alcohol and eat pizza.
Yeah.
Great for your health, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Good for the soul, kind of. Not really.
What soul?
Yeah.
So you ever played Terraria? So I
got into that on Steam.
I've been on it recently, me and my homegirl, and we play. Yeah, the homegirl sitting over there. Her and I will spend hours on it.
Dude,
you know what I mean, we went to bed at like 5:30 in the morning one time.
I love just something about that. Just like, it's such a time consumer, but I love every bit of it. Where like you farm these materials. I love the thought of like. Because what gets me going, I love base building, and the thought of, like, with Terraria, where I'm sure there's a ton of updates now, I haven't played it in, like, 2 years, but it's like, you could create, you know how they have at night, like, the zombies or whatever come in, you can build, like, a fortress, and, like, I would build, like, these kind of pits where it has, like, spikes, or, like, little traps where it's, like...
Oh, God, don't tell me this, now I'm gonna have to figure out how to make spikes.
Yeah, I think it was either spikes, or there's, like, a trap where you could run wire, and then, like, there's a trap that you can get that shoots spikes at it, where it's, like, as they cross it, they get hit with spikes. And it's, like, that kind of cool, like, base defense, fight off the horde, and then, like, you can kind of build, and, like,
I love 7 Days to Die kind of guy?
I didn't play that, but, yeah, something about, like, the building, like, a nice little home.
And watching it get destroyed.
I don't like that part as much, but...
So we found this sword, right? So we were, like, tunneling underground and shit, of course, because that's what you do in those kind of games. And there was just, like, one, like, little, like, line all the way up, and the sword was, like, stuck in. And as we were, like, going through, I was like, the sword fell from the fucking sky and, like, landed here. I was like, wow, it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And then, like, the worst part about games like that is, like, you spend hours trying to get to a point where you feel safe. You know what I mean? Like, zombies come. You remember when you played Ocarina of Time and, like, every time the night would come, you're like, no, run away, but then you get better and, like, oh, yeah?
Yeah,
nighttime,
like,
motherfuckers.
What, motherfucker?
Like,
take all your armor off, just like, I'll fuck you up. What?
I saw this meme the other day, going back to, like, Dark Souls. It was, like, Link killing, like, all the zombies, right? And then, like, the next part of the meme was, like, a zombie, or a skeleton, like, stuffing a sword through Link's chest, like, Dark Souls, bitch. Like,
That's how the game is.
So, any spoilers you can tell me about what's coming up new?
With what?
Anything.
Anything?
Things that you could talk about that you don't think people know. That you can talk about. Like, don't get in trouble, like, telling me things that...
There's a lot of them that I can think of that would probably get me in trouble because NDA.
Yeah, don't do that. How about this? Things that you know that are coming out that you've seen already. That people already know about. Have you played anything that's not hit the shelf yet that you know is going to be good?
Not in particular. There's like some inside stuff I've heard, but it all kind of goes into like, yeah.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble. See, good employee right there.
Don't fire me.
Don't fire me. I will say
there's a lot of cool shit that I wish I could talk about it, but it's thinking of a way to hint at it, but even that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
I will say this though, like, do you remember like when games were a surprise? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd find something like back in the day, and like either you bought the cheap man. There was no internet.
Yeah.
You would find something, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is a cool thing no one ever knows about." And you tell all your friends, and that's the only way people would know about it. Someone had to find it. That is lost.
Oh my god.
It's
gone forever.
I mean? Like you go on YouTube and you're like, "Oh, that's how I get that armor."
Yeah, and then you look at a fucking like. Even with games as a whole, like I remember watching some stuff with Jim Root, the Slipknot's main guitarist. He was talking about like kind of the same parallel of what you were talking about, where it's like you're in bumfuck nowhere, Iowa, or wherever you're at, and it's like you don't have internet, you don't have phones. You go to a record store and you hear your buddies say, "Oh, this is cool," or you kind of look for something. It's the same thing with games, where it's like you kind of check it out. It's like, "Oh, what's this like?" But now it's like there's like rating aggregates. There's all these things and there's stuff even with movies where like I see people just like dog the shit out of a game or out of a movie, and then
you go watch
sometimes I let it affect my opinion. I'm like, I just won't do it, but then it's like there are times where I do the reverse of that. Like I like it, and then I see some reviews and they're like, this is dog shit,
the worst game ever.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah, no, I feel you.
I feel like people kind of,
you know what I was really stoked about that fucking they amped up so fucking hardcore was No Man's Sky.
Yeah. They made it way better now though.
So excited about that fucking game. I bought it for $54 fucking dollars, played 2 hours of it, never touched it again.
Yeah. That was at launch.
Yeah, that was
it's way better now.
Yeah, is it? But like when you burn something at the launch, it's like first impressions.
That's what so many games. I feel like Diablo 3 was a big one where they kind of shit the bed with the loot, where it's like the whole thing that like the game's fun, the mechanics, whatever, but the whole thing that keeps you coming back for more is the loot.
Yeah,
they fucking butchered it, and it's like that's a good example of something that they eventually like. I got it on Switch whenever that like it was like a year after it came out on Switch or something. I got it a couple months ago. I don't even know how, maybe like half a year ago. But it's like they improved it so much and it bounced back, and even that initial like it scared people off. But like Anthem, because there's all this business bullshit in the background. It's like there's deadlines. It's like we have to get it out now. Like here's this contract that says like there's all this shit that bogs down actually sending out a good game, or you get stuck in the limbo of like constantly second guessing and have to fix it.
Well, they put these unrealistic deadlines on programmers, I think. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like they sweat. Like I know when Grand Theft Auto came out and the online thing failed, everyone was like, "Fuck." You know what I mean? Like think about. You want to Google something?
Yes.
Google what Grand Theft Auto's opening day sales were. You want to guess at it? Millions? I bet you.
I'm gonna say.
$500,000. Or no.
I was gonna say like 13 million.
I'm gonna say like 200 million.
200?
200 million. First day.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
I can fucking type.
That is a fucking shot in the dark.
I'm gonna say like 13 to 18 million.
There's no other game in the world where you can just walk into a fucking convenience store and just blast a clerk with a shotgun.
Ooh, wow, I was a little off. So Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto 5 is now the best-selling entertainment product in history
Ooh, killing it, Rockstar.
Holy shit.
Hashtag Rockstar, right?
Eclipsing any medium. According to a new report by MarketWatch, GTA 5 has now sold over 90 million copies. Well, this is total for now. But it sold over 90 million copies and generated over $6 billion in revenue.
Holy shit.
How many copies of GTA? Here we go.
In revenue. That's not even like...
Yeah. So they sold 11.21 million units in its first 24 hours and generated revenue of $815 million.
What else sells like that? Cocaine? If they legalize cocaine?
Yeah. I mean, it basically is for some people.
A lot of people get speeding tickets the first day.
Yeah. Yeah, it said after just 3 days it reached $1 billion in sales. That's crazy.
Think about that. That's people's hard-earned cash. We're still cash.
Yeah, I think the gaming... Don't quote me on this. I heard this and never fact-checked it. So, if you want to fact-check it. But, the gaming industry has actually surpassed cinema and the music industry for total revenue, where it's like, this shit is... I mean, even when I started, I thought what we were doing was pretty niche. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's crazy... Fucking video games are ubiquitous now.
Yeah,
people love that shit. So
I think the reason why is because in a video game you get music, you get a cinema effect, and you're interactive with it.
Yeah, I think it's like another level of interaction.
Yeah. How long do you think is going to be before porn games are
already
accepted?
exist?
I'm sure accepted. You go on Steam.
Accepted by the general public, because I feel like it's already accepted by
a lot of people. But think about this: you have a hard day at work, you throw your VR headset on,
hard day at work.
You know, you got Holly Berry. Sorry, Holly Berry, you're my first crush. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. Blowing you, you're like, oh, and even worse, what if the fucking VR set come with a little automated fleshlight? You know what I mean? All of a sudden,
I'm sure that's already got plenty of R&D on.
Bill Clinton, don't kill me.
You just put on your little Bill Clinton,
and then you put on a little fleshlight. You're like, get it, Monica.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, because I feel like
high score, you jizz on the back.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be people already hard at work. I mean, they're already making sex robots, so
yeah, which are scary. What if you fucking piss off the sex robot? Convincing.
That's gonna be an alternate universe. Terminator's gonna get so burnt out on its IP that they're gonna start making plots like that.
How long do you think it's gonna take for VR to you put on a bodysuit? You ever see that game or that movie Ready Player One?
Yeah.
It's if you get hit.
Yeah, and then there's this whole existential dilemma where it's you put this on, you live in that world forever, where it's
Matrix,
do you even exist in this world?
You die in real life kind of thing.
I think because they actually have some stuff where they're testing gloves and things where I think they're working so far. I mean, they're still prototypes, but it's you can feel when you pick something up with a glove and it's got another arm grabbing it further away. When you pick it up, it adds weight to your hand. So
really?
Things that add weight and make you feel I'm sure they have some vests and stuff where it makes you feel the pressure, actual sensation.
Pick something up and it squeezes you a little bit.
Yeah, where it's if you get hit in the shoulder, it causes a little.
Or you get hit in the back and you're someone's back here.
Yeah.
Yo, that's actually tight.
Yeah. They're getting. I think it's the next level of.
In our old age.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I mean, even in our lifetime, you remember when your mom was expecting a call from your grandma or something. It's you can't get online. Yeah, you hear the little beep boop beep, and now it's I'm in the fucking mountains of Virginia, and I'm I got 2 fucking bars. This is bullshit.
This is horse shit.
Yeah, I feel technology is kind of snowballing on itself so much that hopefully there isn't a massive war or some fucked up shit or.
What is it? Yeah. Skynet.
Oh yeah.
I'm worried about Idiocracy. Have you ever seen that movie? Mm-hmm. Where people
I think that's possible, but I think there's been a lot of dumb people in all of existence.
Yeah.
And where I think our overall intelligence has been growing because there's some people that they just had no access to schooling. They were just off in the fucking boonies just trying to survive, and now it's even people kind of further out have like access to schooling. They have access to like water and food where they can like.
Yeah. Well, even the dumbest people can operate smartphones.
Yeah, I mean,
you
and
don't even have to be smart anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
like there's people that get like common sense, where it's like common sense back in the day could have been like a fucking like your Einstein back then.
Don't pet the rattlesnake.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we like some knowledge now where it's like, don't eat the Tide Pods or whatever, but...
Who would do that?
I mean, in people's defense, like if I had dementia, I get it. Or if like you're one of, like, you know when you snort the like crushed up Smarties because your friends are like, hey, like I'm funny in middle school. Or I guess that might have just been me, but like that.
The pixie stick you cut off the end. Like,
yeah, you're like, ooh.
I'm Tony Montana.
Yeah. But in their defense, when I'm putting a Tide Pod into the washer, like
never in your mind.
It smells like a fruit snack. It's squishy. It looks nice. I'm like,
bro, it's something you do. When
I
you're
can
like
see
5
why people
years
would
old.
eat it. I wouldn't eat it.
The yellow crayons taste the best.
Yeah. I was more of a blue kind of guy.
Oh.
But, yeah.
I think we should just make everything edible.
Yeah.
Bottles.
Solve world hunger. Just you want to use a power tool, just make it edible.
Yeah.
It'll be totally fine.
Car.
Just an edible
Solving
car.
the problem of obesity. Even your spoon's edible.
Yeah, I mean they actually have edible spoons now, like the kind of trying to combat the plastic spoon, plastic fork shit.
The fun dip.
Yeah,
where it all came from.
Yeah.
Sugar, but what says hardened sugar? You can eat the sugar with.
There you go.
Oh.
Not killing the turtles.
How far do you think games are from smell and taste?
Probably a while with that one. That's something where it's like it's not even like to get an immersive experience. That is probably on the tail end of it, like sensation and consuming your vision and that stuff. I think is priority right now, and that's probably still like.
But you don't want to smell the sulfur of the gun yet, or anything like that.
I mean, I'm sure they'll get to that point, but
Smell
it's like people aren't like, I want my fucking video games to have the smell of burning rubber or whatever. Where it's cool,
or gas or some shit.
Yeah, where it'd be cool and that'd top off the whole. Like at that point, it's like, where else can you go?
Yeah.
like you're in a fucking alternate reality.
Like, plugging into the Matrix is some real shit. You know what I mean? Fuck, man. I feel like in the next 20 years of our life, I feel like Sony and Microsoft need to combine as one. Sony Soft. Or like Microni.
They'll have a whole pasta line.
Stop fighting against each other.
Yeah. I mean, Google's trying to get into the market now with Stadia, but...
Oh, really? What's that?
Yeah. So it's just capitalizing deeper into the digital-only market, where it's like Netflix, but it's a console, but it's Netflix for video games kind of deal. So it's like I mean, Xbox has it right now, and I think PlayStation does too, probably. But like Xbox, you can get this like ultimate game, where it's like Xbox Gold, but then you get the ultimate pass for another $15 a month. But you have access. You can just download like Gears 5.
Game,
I didn't fucking buy it. I just like clicked it, and then that was it. Like I don't own it, but it's like you have this pass where it's like you can get these. It's just a subscription for games. That's basically the whole Google Stadia.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that thing that you would order games and they come in your mailbox and you keep them for as long as you want? You have to send them back. Something Fly.
Not Schedule Fly. Fucking restaurants. Game Flies.
Is that what it was called?
Schedule Fly. Yeah.
That was before its time. That was like the preemptive. That was the first.
They still exist. They actually sell some of our games. I'm like, can they do that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I guess they can.
Well, fuck, man. Well, I mean, it's kind of getting late. Do you want to holler at anyone while we're doing this?
Hi Emily, hi Mom, Chino, I love you.
Your dog.
Yeah. I forgive you for eating the trash, you old shithead. That's been fun.
Yeah, dude, thanks for coming on. I know you.
I'm sorry I don't visit
okay.
as much as I do. Weekdays are just...
we're gonna get everyone together. Emily is his young lady, and then Butters is our friend.
He's like, he was paying us to hang out with him,
but now we kind of do it out of charity. You know?
Yeah, it's just like we kind of took a lot of his money, so.
Yeah, so I guess we feel bad.
But he was gonna come tonight, but
we're gonna get us all together. We're gonna talk about the Carolina Rebellion and the Dirty Heads video. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can really post the Breaking Benjamin. A, I was very inebriated. B, I'm pretty sure there are things.
Was that the stiletto one?
That was the stilettos. Okay. Yeah, we maybe
I still
one
want to
day.
see that.
One day, yeah, I'll show it to you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll show you after we're done.
Yeah.
Alright, this is Robert Hatfield, guys. Thanks, man, for coming on.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.